Welcome. It's Friday, June the 4th. And this is your daily devotion from the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene. Today we are reading from the book of Titus, chapter 2, verses 1 through 8. And here's the word of the Lord. You, however, must teach what is appropriate to sound doctrine. Teach the older men to be temperate, worthy of respect, self-controlled, and sound in faith, in love, and endurance. Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. Then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject to their husbands, so that no one will malign the word of God. Excuse me. Similarly, encourage the young men to be self-controlled. In everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. And that is the word of the Lord. Today, the title by Andrea Talley, or the article is titled, Be an Example. I often remind school-age children to be an example. Usually this means they need to reconsider their current behavioral choices. However, we could all use that reminder from time to time. If you are still breathing, then you are an example. It's up to you what sort of example you are and whether you're worthy of being copied. When we decide to follow Jesus, we choose to follow his example. It's up to each of us as Christ followers to set the kind of example that points others to Jesus. This reminder is another one of those that often falls into easier said than done, and I've heard this a million times, categories. If you feel yourself leaning towards the former category, you're not alone. Reflecting Christ is a high calling. But if we keep close to Christ, it will show in our spiritual mirror. If you find yourself leaning towards the later category, I encourage you to view being a reflection of Christ with fresh eyes. Regardless of which category you find yourself in, take the opportunity to ask God to sharpen the example that you portray to those around you. The hymn is titled Sweet Will of God by Leah N. Morris. My stubborn will at last hath yielded. I shall be thine and thine alone. And from the book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 6 we find whoever claims to live in him must live as Jesus did. And this is your daily devotion for Friday, June the 4th. Have a blessed day.